Welcome, everyone. Come on in, grab a
Good
seat.
evening.
All right. Very excited for you all to be joining us this evening. I see some are still coming in. But while we are getting everybody in the door, I just again want to say thank you. And tonight, you are actually going to hear from two executive directors with United Financial Freedom. They are top leaders with our one of a kind company and program. And they're going to share an amazing strategy that's designed to help professionals like you, real estate, mortgage, investors, anything tied to those industries and beyond, increase your client impact, strengthen your referrals, and create new opportunities for growth for your clients and for yourself. So tonight we're going to hear from two different people. A little bit later, we're going to hear from Becky Eastep. She is a successful real estate investor herself, formerly also involved in the mortgage industry, and longtime leader in financial literacy, a certified field trainer with our company, and also leads a branch of realtors, investors, and other professionals, bringing tremendous experience to the field. So you're going to hear from her in just a little bit. But to kick us off tonight, we are going to start with Marty Barthauer. She's also an executive director and top leader, certified field trainer with our company. She leads a team of more than 72 professionals, including the professionals like you, the realtors, lenders, investors, life insurance agents, CPAs, entrepreneurs, and especially is known for helping professionals build powerful referral partnerships and strategic connections. So we believe that tonight you are going to see something. Hopefully, it's going to wow you like it did us initially, and you're going to see the value that it can bring for your clients, how it can impact and increase your business, and then also be a possible great source of income for you between closings. So, Marty, take us out. Take us away.
Thank you so much, Mary. You are the best. Welcome, everyone. We know you could be putting your feet up tonight, and maybe you are because you can do that on Zoom too. But we appreciate your investment of time here tonight, and we will definitely make it worth your while. Again, we are agents with a company called United Financial Freedom, home of the Money Max account. And we are so excited to share how we can help you. And we're all about strategic partnerships and making a win win for everyone. And so, what are you going to get tonight? We want you to stay to the end because you're going to get a valuable free gift, and just ignore the word free gift. It makes it sound not valuable. This could be one of the most financially life-changing books you ever read. Okay. And so we will have that for everyone at the end. It's called Wealth Beyond Debt, and it shows you how to go from anywhere to completely set for retirement with a unique strategy. And so, who couldn't use more of that? Okay. What we're talking about tonight is a proven system. So this is not theory. This has already been accomplished. We've already paid out millions of dollars in commissions for what we're talking about tonight. We've already helped homeowners and those with other types of debt in this country pay off over 2.9 billion with a B dollars of principal debt. That's not even including the interest. Okay. We are currently helping American families pay off over $10.5 billion of consumer debt. And we're just getting started. And so pay attention because maybe you see your role in fulfilling this mission. Do you know families who are not exactly conquering the world as far as how their finances are going? Right? Can we all relate to that? Can we all do better in our finances? I think you'll see that there is something mentioned tonight for just about everyone. Okay. And so I'm going to share my screen here. Okay. And here we go. Can you, let me see what you can see. Okay, someday we're going to hire a tech person, just have them do that. Okay. All right. So, real people here. And I just want to ask you a few questions as we get started. Okay. And in the chat, I'd love it if you'd post where you're Zooming from and what your profession is. We'd love to hear from you. All right. So, if you're a realtor or a lender, have you ever had to turn away eager clients because they weren't qualified to get into a home? Anyone here? I'd love to see hands too and some participation. Definitely makes it more fun when we're engaged. I appreciate all the faces on the screen. What if you could still monetize that situation immediately and help them qualify to be able to purchase a home? Would that be helpful? What if your clients went from barely believing they'd ever own one home free and clear to seeing exactly how they could own 2 or 3 or 5 homes? What if instead of seeing your competition at every networking group you attended in real estate, right? Doesn't everyone know 5 or 10 realtors? Those very same people became another source of income for you. Okay, we're turning competition into collaboration. And what if you could increase your income on every deal that you're doing now by $6 to $2,100? Would that be helpful? What if you had an agency franchise business in place that would pay you long term, that could enhance the stability of your income and comes with overrides, bonuses, residuals, and even a portion of the company? And lenders, what if you could sell more HELOCs, help clients buy more homes, do more deals? Investors, real estate investors, anyone there? What if you could build equity 3 times faster? To redefine the word snowball, everyone knows about a debt snowball. We're going to talk about a wealth snowball. What if you could do that so you can buy another property and another property and another property faster than you thought that you could? And so we're going to cover a lot of those bases tonight. Again, thank you for your attention. I want to give Becky Estep, who was already introduced, an opportunity to share her experience as a real estate investor, as someone who's been in the mortgage industry as well, and very successful on our team helping other investors and real estate professionals. And so, Becky, thank you so much for being willing to share kind of your personal testimony and also your business testimony.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Marty. Wasn't that the best? Like all the what ifs. What if we could really change the face of how people manage their money? It is the funnest thing that I have ever done. I like she said, I've been a mortgage broker. I've been in the credit restoration business for almost 2 decades now. I have looked at every situation you could imagine, helped thousands of people with their money situations. And that's what kept coming back for me is that I kept messing up the money thing. Like I could figure out how to go make a bunch of money, but whenever it came to managing it in a strategic way, it seemed like I kept messing that up. And so whenever I took a look at this and what this company is doing and how they're truly helping people get out of debt in 1/3 to 1/2 the time, and they're truly showing people, all American families, how to turn their debt to wealth strategically by using the same dollar twice, tax free. First, I thought, I'm a single mom and I want that plan for me. I have no retirement plan figured out until I came across this company and figured out what really took some time to figure out what they're doing. And then I was like, I have to show everybody how to do this because America's drowning in debt. Have you noticed that the price of groceries and gas and everything's going up? And I can help people get out of debt and they pay me pretty well to do it. So even as an affiliate of this company, they pay out really well. And so that is why we are here tonight. That is why we have diligently taken the time to invite people to see this because we're looking for strategic partners like real estate agents and mortgage brokers that are talking to these people every day and trying to get them homeowner occupied and then showing them how to pay two houses off in 10 years instead of 30. We're not selling 40-year mortgages anymore. We're showing people that there's a different plan and that we've got the plan. And so, Miss Marty, thank you so much for putting this on, and I will turn it back to you because I can't wait to dive into the details and show our strategic partners what we can do together to really change what's going on today.
Yes, thank you so much, Becky. And we have a huge mission in front of us, right? My heart is that every family in this country could have a financial plan. And I don't care if it's with me or with someone else, but everyone deserves to have a plan in place and know exactly where they're going. Okay. And so what we're sharing tonight is something I 100% wholeheartedly believe, along with many others in the Zoom room here tonight, that everyone at least deserves to know about, to at least know that this is possible, that this exists, and that they have so much more financial potential than what we've been programmed and told that we have, right? And so I'm going to go through our slides really quick tonight. I want to honor your time. We'll definitely finish on time. We have a lot to cover in a short time. I'm just going to skim over a little bit about the money aspect of this and kind of the broad 20,000 foot view of how we help people. But then I'm going to also show you our actual program and how we do this. Okay. And so you'll want to be able to see your screen if you can't now. If you can get in a position where you will be able to take a look, it will make a lot more sense if you can see the numbers as we're talking about them. All right, and so here we go. How are we partnering with real estate professionals? We are helping them help families eliminate debt and build wealth. And you've probably heard some of the statistics. Most people report anxiety and worry related to their money. We know financial stress is a leading cause of relationship problems, right? One of the top things people will fight about. Did you know? I have a lot more statistics than what these slides show. A little bit of a junkie on this because it's so interesting. Right now, we have about 73% of Americans dying in debt. The purportedly wealthiest nation in the world, most is accurate to say most of the people are dying not winning the financial gain. Why? Right? And so we'll talk a little bit more about why. This is a picture of a pretty typical household financial situation as far as the debt is concerned. We've got a mortgage, right? Considered good debt, right? We've got a student loan balance, an auto loan balance, some credit card debt. This is very typical. We help families literally every single day with a variety of these types of debt loads. And yeah, so we see this all the time. All right, and so again, what is going on? Homeowners are paying tens of thousands, more often hundreds of thousands of dollars of interest over the life of the loan. Has anyone taken a look at the mortgage amortization schedules at different interest rates? They're fascinating. We don't have time to cover them tonight. But if you look at a current 6% mortgage, do we know how much we're paying in interest that first year? Is it 6%? No, we all know it's actually 80% or more of the principal and interest portion. 80% plus is going just to interest. Okay. Many families move or refinance within about every 5 to 7 years. And so we're starting that debt clock over from zero again at the most expensive portion of the loan. Now, are we anti-loan? Did we invite our mortgage friends on here to be anti-loan? No, we need you. We need you to keep helping fulfill the American dream and help families get into homes, right? But what if we could partner with you so that you could sell more homes and families could get further ahead while using those same tools that you're helping them with, right? And so I would say people do need loans, but they don't just need another loan. Okay. They need a system to manage that. And so again, the Money Max account is how we're helping people. We literally have no competition. And let me tell you why. Are there other budgeting tools out there? For sure. Are there other debt strategies out there? For sure. We've all heard of Snowball, Avalanche, biweekly payments, one extra mortgage payment a year, right? Most people know how to eliminate debt on their own if they're very disciplined and they keep their commitments to themselves, right? But are those the most efficient strategies? Do those save people the most time and interest, money? No, they don't. And so that's why we're here. Again, we've helped families already pay off massive amounts of debt. It is a online, user-friendly, well-established, proven system that works just like a GPS for our finances, and it literally customized to the client and their goals and their situation and even their level of detail that they prefer, telling them exactly what to do when, right? If I'm here in Florida and I want to go visit, let's see, Tiffany in Missouri, I'm going to type her address into my GPS, right? It's going to plan the whole trip. Okay, that's what Money Max does for clients. It plans their entire financial trip in accordance with their goals and their exact situation, right? And what do we get to say? This is my favorite question to memorize. So here you go. What if you could pay off all your debt, including your mortgage, in as little as 5 to 7 years without consolidating and without changing your lifestyle? When would you want to know about that? And do you know the response that we typically get? Huh? What? 5 to 7 years? People are genuinely curious and they want to know what this is. Okay. We work with the budget that they already have, the lifestyle that they already have. If they want to be more aggressive and cut some things out, they can. But this is not beans and rice, rice and beans. And this is not put your credit card in a plastic Ziploc bag in the middle of a bunch of water and then stick it in the bottom of the freezer under all the food that you don't want to eat. That is not what this is. Okay. And it deals with any kind of debt. So mortgage, student loans, credit cards, other loans, payday loans, IRS debt, medical debt. We've seen all of it. Our system will tackle all of it. Okay. And we have trained Money Max coaches. They're employees with our company. They actually teach our clients how to use the program, make sure that their data is input correctly, and walk with them step by step as they follow their plan and always be available to answer their questions. Okay. We're also connected with 13,000 different banking institutions and credit cards. And so that is very convenient for managing finances in a very automated way. Okay, and so just a few reviews. I'm going to blast through this. Here's one. You can check them out on Trustpilot for yourself. We have Chuck here. By 2016, I was debt-free. I saved $150,000 in interest, and I still use the program on a new property. It changed my life, right? Annette was debt-free in 2.7 years following the program. Most incredible financial tool I've ever seen. That's exactly how I feel about it. And Jeremy here even recovered from bankruptcy. Okay. Why doesn't your bank offer it? Again, we're not against banks. We want to partner with people who are involved with banks, right? But your bank's secret to making a profit is selling loans. Okay. So they're probably not going to teach you how to pay those off as efficiently as possible. Money Max helps eliminate maximum interest and maximum time on loans so that you can win instead of just the bank winning, right? The bank will still win. And so one of my favorite quotes is, he who who fails to understand compound interest is what? Doomed to pay it, but he who understands it is destined to earn it. And so this system is flipping the script, it's changing the system, and it's giving American families the power to be on the right side of compound interest so that their money is working for them and not just the bank. Okay, and so just a little teaser here. We don't have time to go into all the details. We have a free affiliate program. We have a lot of people who just send us referrals. We do all the work. They earn up to $500 commission for every family that we're able to help. We also have an agent opportunity. It is about the least expensive business that you could start. It's literally an agency franchise business model with 6 different ways to get paid, including sales volume, overrides, team building, bonus pools, and so forth. And the agent commission, just from their own effort, is between $600 and $2,100 on average per client that we help. And so we're helping families very typically save multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars in interest. This is a massive win for them. It is one of the most impactful pieces of news that ever occurs for them in their financial journey. We are making a huge difference, and it's completely life-changing, and we get paid well to do it. Okay. All right. So many agents have earned between 3 and 10,000. We have agents in our company who have earned millions of dollars promoting our program. Millions have been paid out to agents in our company. Again, we've been in business over 20 years. Okay. And I'll say we've barely made a dent. In this country right now, there's $1.2 trillion of credit card debt. So just with that, we have so much more potential for helping people. Okay. And so what if this increased your income and served your clients with more value without you having to work harder? We can show you how to do that. And it's a great fit for those in the real estate industry. We also partner, as Mary mentioned, with CPAs, bookkeepers, accountants, life insurance professionals, coaches, teachers, all sorts of professionals. And I love that this industry, the debt elimination space, seems to attract the people who really genuinely want to help people and want to make their lives better and make a difference. I have not encountered a lot of people who just have commission breath and are sleazy. And so you're probably here because you care about people and their finances. And so I appreciate that. About 50% of Americans report that they're open to making extra income, right? So Americans are very entrepreneurial. Many people acknowledge that the regular way of having a career and doing things like we did it a generation ago is not sufficient for financial success, right? And so finding an opportunity that not only makes such a huge difference for people, but also pays this well can be a huge difference maker for people. We have agents in our company who, with the combination of using our program, which I'll show you in a moment, and the compensation plan by sharing it with others, together have paid off brand new 30-year mortgages in 3.5 years. Okay. Is that something to get excited about? I see Andy nodding. Thank you, Andy. And so we're making a difference. I never get tired of showing a client exactly when they're going to be debt free, how much money they're going to save, and how much wealth they could possibly build just from the savings, right? You'll have to see that to believe it and understand it for yourself. All right, so I'm breezing through this, okay? You get the idea. There is substantial money to be made here. Here are a few agents in our company. This is one who's earned millions of dollars with our company. His background was not financial services. It was truck driving and ministry. And he's a phenomenal leader with us and has helped many, many families. Here's another leader connected directly with our team here, and an accountant by degree, and definitely making a bigger difference than she found she was able to in corporate America. Okay, and so another agent who's been with our company over 20 years. All right, and so in lieu of this slide, I'm going to share a different screen, but real quick, Mary, would you be willing to share your personal testimony as a initially as a client, and then anything about the agent if you'd like to?
Sure, absolutely. So when I met with Marty, I my a business that I've been involved with for a while was seeing some really dropping income levels, and I was living paycheck to paycheck, which was not normal for me. It was rather stressful. And so when we met, I saw what was happening here, and I knew right away I needed something, especially even in a paycheck to paycheck situation, to manage my cash flow, right? That's not something I normally ever really thought about until I got into a tight situation. And when she ran my numbers, so I, at the time, it had 26 years left on my mortgage, two home improvement loans. And sadly, for you investors out there, I've tried to flip a property 6 years ago. It went bad, very bad. I went 86,000 in debt and lost $48,000 investment. It was devastating. I've been paying that debt back over these years, but it's barely gets paid off, the principal. So I also still have 80,000 of that left. And when Marty ran my numbers, I saw that I could pay all of that off, including the 26-year mortgage, in 12 years. And that would be assuming that that I stay paycheck to paycheck, which of course I'm not staying paycheck to paycheck. So then I was able to, you can forecast with Money Max as well. So I plugged in, okay, so when my income is at this, what will happen? And it was going to pay off in like 5.5 years. So in less than 6 years, I could pay off that mortgage and all that debt. And it gave me so much hope and showed me what was possible. And at that point, I knew I needed it for myself. And then I knew I needed to share this with everybody else. And then income wise, as an agent, I was just blown away at how what a blessing the income was so quickly. And there it went, started to increase, right? So anyway, it's amazing what happens. And I really encourage you to consider your own personal analysis for your own, debts and stuff, and then consider the income opportunity as well.
Thank you so much, Mary, for sharing. And I'm excited to see your debt-free date even going down, because what we start with is just a projection, but it can get even better. So that's super exciting to walk alongside you in that journey. Is there another agent on the call right now that would like to share their testimony?
Can if if she's available, I would love it if Rachel,
Rachel? Okay.
I didn't prompt her on it at all. And
Ah, our other mortgage person did not make it tonight, so the person we had lined up, which is fine.
Hi,
Rachel, are you
everyone.
available?
I am, but my camera is not working. I apologize, but yes, I'm available.
Thank you.
So my journey. I found this. I was looking for something to help me manage my money. I wouldn't use it manage, flow it, how it flows. I only have so much, but I knew I had big things I wanted to do with it. So when I found this, kind of opened my eyes to say where to put it, how to do it, and be very efficient. And it's going to save me approximately $260,000, and I'll be out of debt in less than 8 years, probably more like 5 now that I can see the numbers. And we'll be allowed to scale a lot quicker, a lot faster. And just want to share it with as many people as possible. It's been life-changing for me and will continue to be life-changing.
That's awesome. Thank you, Rachel. And what's your background, Rachel? What do you do besides
I'm a
this?
real estate investor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
Awesome.
how many
Appreciate that.
doors do you have, Miss Rachel?
Almost 900.
Hmm. So she's pretty smart, I'm pretty sure. She saw the value right away, and we've been helping a lot of investors recently, and so
Mhm.
it's been a lot of fun. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Along that note, I'll share. So this is a picture of the savings report that every client that comes for a free analysis, no obligation appointment. Like we said, you get your free custom debt-free date, your savings report, exactly how much you're going to save, when you're going to be debt-free, and then the numbers just speak for themselves. Like it makes sense or it doesn't to follow our plan. But this is a real estate investor that one of our agents on the call here tonight brought on a training appointment with me. All the new agents that participate with us get to use a trainer, right? And so when you're new, if you just know how to ask that one question that I quoted earlier, if I can show you a way to pay off all your debts in as little as 5 to 7 years without changing your lifestyle or consolidating, would you like to know? Bring them on the Zoom call. We run the free financial analysis. There's no sensitive data, no bank account numbers or anything like that. Make people feel really comfortable, not judged. We're all at where we're at on our financial journey, and it's totally fine, right? But we're all here because we want to move forward. And so they brought this real estate investor on the call with 6 mortgages and 8 homes. Wanted to have them paid off for retirement, getting ready for retirement. And so, guess what? He had a mortgage debt balance of $1.76 million. Okay. And not really any other debt. But he is going to be completely debt free. All 8 of those homes paid off free and clear in 9.9 years. And guess how much he's saving in interest? He is keeping $748,989 of the money that the bank was just going to collect from him for himself, for his retirement. Okay. That's not even our top clients. We've helped clients save over $1 million in interest, particularly real estate investors. Here's another client, had no mortgage, right? And so think about the clients who want to have a mortgage but maybe can't. This client, age 50, $251,000 of student loans, $81,000 of credit cards. Okay. The bank's plan was the debt load was $333,000 of total debt. The bank's plan, if she followed the bank's schedule, that $333,000 of debt was going to cost her, guess how much? $728,000 to pay it back. Okay, so with Money Max, we've reduced it down to $451,000, and she's saving $277,000 in interest, and probably saving her life. She's going to be debt free in 6.8 years. It's an average savings monthly in interest of $3,382 in interest every single month for the next 6.8 years. Would anyone like to keep an extra $3,300 every month for the next 6.8 years? Would that be a good deal? Okay, so let's get into the program and how it works. This will just be a brief demo just to give you a sense of what we're doing here that is different from what others are doing. And I'm a product of financial literacy training. I've followed a ministry for years. They had a radio call-in show to help people get out of debt and just kind of handle their budget and be responsible, right? And my husband and I did it the hard way. We got out of debt. We paid our 20 years of student loans off in 7 years by just living way below our means, buckling down, sacrificing. We did crazy stuff. We lived in a repoed mobile home for 8 years because we could pay cash for it so that we could pay the student loans off faster. We waited a long time to buy a house because I feel like the training we were under was very debt averse. And that can be not a positive because it delays your wealth building, right? If you're just avoiding debt like the plague rather than understanding how you can leverage it like a beneficial tool responsibly and maximize the efficiency of interest in your favor, right? And so When I saw this program, we had already paid off our mortgage as well. But as soon as I saw how it worked, I realized if we'd had this 20 years ago, we would have gotten out of debt faster, saved more money, and not had to stinking sacrifice so much to do it. And I'm not someone who lives in the past or lives with regrets. Like, it's fine. We're all learning, right? But I'm speaking to all anyone who's like 25. Listen up. I wish that when I was your age, someone had told me about this, right? And wherever you are, however old you are, it is not too late. Like, now's the time. And my personal result using this program, again, we kind of focus on it for debt elimination. I had no debt. I'm using it for cash flow management. It's keeping my business bookkeeping. I've never been so financially organized in all my life. And despite the fact that we did automatic transfers to our savings and retirement every month, with this system, it's showing me how to save more than twice as much for retirement compared to before, right? And so let me show you how it works. And I promise I'll be succinct. Here we go. So this is the Money Max account. This is the dashboard here. And what is so powerful about this particular scenario is that this is a paycheck to paycheck family with a brand new mortgage, several other debts, very leveraged, very tight budget. And look when they're going to be debt free in less than 12 years. Okay. They can see the date that they're going to be debt free. They can see how much money, their own money that they're keeping instead of just tipping to the bank. And why do I call it a tip? You've seen a truth in lending statement before. It says APR is not your interest rate. Total interest paid or total interest percentage over the life of the loan is the actual cost, right? As I'm a good tipper, I waited tables for 4 years in college and early adulthood. It's hard work. But am I going to tip the bank 100% of what I borrowed? Not anymore, right? Okay, so as they follow their plan, this is what's going to happen. But guess what? Our first 400 users of our platform actually finished their first year 20% ahead of schedule. This becomes like a video game with a carrot that is always dangling that we can play to beat ourselves. Was anyone else addicted to Tetris like in the 90s? Okay. I don't know how I could spend so many hours doing that. I can almost say I'm addicted to this because it is so fun to play this game. And I'm not the accountant or bookkeeper type. That is not what I would want to do to spend my time. Okay. But we can even beat this. And I'll show you in a minute. What you see here is the action plan. And so the action plan is like our to-do list. It is our financial GPS that's literally telling us every turn to make, every on-ramp to take, right? And also it's recalculating when anything doesn't go according to plan. So raise your hand if your life always matches your budget. Okay, that's what I thought. So I'm going to come back to this, but just know that it's showing you 90 days of your GPS financial plan, 100% custom to you and your budget and your goals, but it's actually behind the scenes with 4.5 million lines of code, strategic banking algorithms up the wazoo that understand how interest is calculated, when it's credited, how loans are structured, whether they're open or closed, all of the details about your banking, your finances, and the up-to-the-minute updates that happen with your cash flow as compared with your budget to plan the entire trip, right? Every single move. And it is the mathematically most efficient way to do it. You might say, can't I just do it myself? You can, you just won't save as much time or money, right? And so what's important to you? Let me show you some context here quick. Okay, and so this is what they've got, just to get a sense of what's going on with this household. This is John and Rebecca Jones. They've got about 1 month's living expenses in their emergency fund. They're only earning 0.5% interest. So free tip for tonight, if you have money parked and it's sitting in one of those stupid point oh savings accounts, perhaps you could look for a 4% high yield savings account, right? All right, they've got this debt. So they've got a $25,000 auto loan balance. They've got a MasterCard with a $5,500 balance. They've got a personal loan from the bank. And here's the brand new mortgage, haven't made a payment yet, 30 years left at 6%. And so net worth, we can see with clarity where we're at any time. I still remember my net worth number the day that I started using my Money Max account over a year ago. I know what that number is now. And so I have measurable, provable progress that has made my husband a believer too. He didn't want to buy it. I'll be honest. He didn't want to buy it. I was immersed in it and I was like, but I know what it can do. Does he agree with me now? Yes. All right. He's a happy guy now. Let's look at their budget. All right. And so they've got an average American median income here, about $5,400 a month net. The program takes into account all the different timings, right? If we get paid a bonus once a year, once a quarter, if we work on commission, it can handle all of that different kind of data as opposed to a static spreadsheet. They've got about $326 left at the end of each month after all their bills are paid and all the groceries are bought and all the gas is put in the car at $4 a gallon, right? All right, here's their budget. And so they opted for a very simplistic budget. They're not into bookkeeping and all these bells and whistles. They don't have any particular need for it. They just want to get out of debt and save money. Okay, and so they're using a very basic budget. Their debts are clearly itemized here, and the system is dealing with that. Okay, but there's great flexibility here because we can help any type of client, those who want all the details and those who don't. And so I use this in the opposite way. I'm categorizing everything, my business books, my husband's business books, and our personal stuff is all categorized and orderly. And I like to use the reports and all the additional features that we have in here. And like I said, my books are done as a result of following the program. So that is helping immensely. All right, so back to the action plan. What is the client going to do? Again, I said it's not set it and forget it. There is some skin in the game. This is a cash flow management tool. This is something for people to be involved with and be aware of what's going on and follow it. Okay. However, it's been as optimized and automated as possible for us. Okay. So we're making it as easy as possible to follow, very user friendly. All right. And so I'm pretending that I'm logging in for the first time. I must be Rebecca Jones, right? And I'm going to follow my plan. So what does that look like? Okay, so my GPS is telling me what to do. Here's my first transaction. Okay, so my GPS knows that I'm earning interest on my savings account on this date. So I'm literally checking this with my bank. Yes, that's correct. That's what I earned. That's the right amount. And I'm checking it off. And so even though our system is not technically connected to our bank accounts, which I'm glad, it's not going in there and transferring my money around. Do you want a robot transferring your money around? I'm not ready for that. Okay, so it's not moving the money. It's not making the payments for us. It's telling us what to do, and we maintain control of our finances. Okay, and this gets very quick when you're not sitting here explaining it, and you have the muscle memory to follow it. Okay, now here's our next transaction based on our budget. So John works on commission. Raise your hand if you work on commission. 100%. All right, so John is budgeting on a conservative average, but he earned a little bit more this pay period, and so I'm just updating the amount. And watch this. It'll be too fast to see. Some of these numbers literally just updated like a GPS, right? And so this month they're able to save more than they planned for, and they're able to pay more on debt than they planned for, right? If we were stuck with the DIY, I'm going to pay $400 a month. on whatever, you do not optimize the math. This is going to save them the most money and the most time. Okay. Now, do they have to put all their extra money on debt? No, only what they allocate for that purpose within their budget. They can put whatever they want in their plan. If they want to go on vacation, they go on vacation, right? If they need a home repair, they get a home repair. Okay, but the system will efficiently allocate what is allotted for that. All right, so one thing that MoneyMax is doing is tracking everything all in one place. A lot of us need help with that. If we've got a lot of different debts or a lot of different bank accounts, it can be hard to manage all of that. And so now it's all in one place. We're not going to miss anything, not be late on a payment. We're also not going to get overzealous about getting rid of debt and then pay more than we can afford and then be in danger the next month, right? And so the system, again, is looking ahead and only recommending things that we can afford to do. And so our next move here is just our regular mortgage payment. We might have that on auto pay anyway, right? And so I'm just coming in here, checking it off to tell the system, yes, we paid the regular mortgage payment. Anything you see in the plan here without arrows is our regular scheduled budget items, okay? The magic is when you see the arrows, okay? Because that is the system doing all of the factorial math, again, to maximize our money working for us instead of working primarily for the bank, right? On the right, we've got color codes as well. So anything green is income related. Anything blue is interest related, like our savings account or our debts. Anything black is our ongoing expense budgets, okay? And so then the arrows have colors as well. So blue and blue is a suggested transfer to savings. I'm just skipping ahead just for time. And so it's telling us on the second day here of using this MoneyMax account, transfer from checking to savings this exact amount, $565 and 63 cents. Why? The system is automatically telling us how to fund our emergency fund. If we have not met the threshold that we set for an emergency fund, guess what? This is built-in automatic financial literacy. Put it in the emergency fund, right? It's also directing us to put our money where we'll earn interest anytime our money is parked. So if our money is waiting for optimal timing on a particular debt, it's going to stay parked where it's earning a return instead of losing value to inflation. Okay. What if we're saving for a house, right? So if we're saving for a down payment on a home, the system is automatically telling us exactly how to save for that and meet that goal as a priority. Okay. And it'll prompt that priority ahead of paying down principal debt. Okay. And so again, the system's not moving the money for me. It's telling me what to do. So I'm going to go in my bank app. I'm going to transfer from checking to savings, exactly $565 and 63 cents. I'm going to check it off. All right. And so now we have our first strategic transfer to principal debt. And so again, the system found it did all the math to look at every dollar amount to the penny, every possible day, and every possible debt with all of the details of the math involved with those. And it found, remember, they only have $326 left at the end of each month. So it found their emergency fund is met, all their upcoming obligations are met, and this is the amount they actually have left in their bank accounts that they can afford to apply to debt. And so they're going to pay $1576 and 87 cents exactly. And what happens if they had been keeping a balance, carrying a balance on a credit card, which they were? They now see that instead of the bank's plan, they're saving $2,465 in interest that they were going to pay. Okay. So again, I'm going to go in my credit card app. I'm going to make this exact transfer, and then I'm going to check it off and tell the system I did it. And I'm going to celebrate because look, now we're making progress. I know if I just keep following this plan, I am going to be out of debt. When it says, guess what? That's a guarantee by our company. As long as the data provided is accurate, as long as we follow it, log in regularly, they guarantee that the math's going to work. We're going to be out of debt when the program says that we are. Or what do we get? Or we'd get our money back. Okay, so there's no risk to making this work. Next month, notice we have one more suggested transfer to debt. I'm going to pay $697.34 exactly to my MasterCard. I'm going to cancel another $1,075 in future interest. Okay, and they are raking it in. They are gaining confidence. They're excited. They're motivated. Oh, but guess what? We had a hurricane. It blew the roof off, and several trees fell over as well. And we had a major setback. This was not in our budget at all. Okay. I would separate these, right, if I was putting it in my account, but I'm just going to say all in one bill. We've got a $23,000 bill. Do they have $23,000? This would be devastating, right, for this paycheck to paycheck family. Watch what MoneyMax does. Okay. We're still on track. We're still going to get out of debt early. 14 years instead of 11, but it's not the end of the world, and we're not giving up. What would the average person do? They'd say, I only have $300 left at the end of each month. Every time I try to get out of debt, something happens. It's just too hard. Emotions, 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 quit. Right? This thing has no emotions. It just says recalculate. It's okay. Keep going. And so notice it's telling us how to navigate that. It says you're going to have to pay your MasterCard down if you're going to afford that expense on this date, right? Otherwise you're going to be over limit and not be able to do it, right? We can also evaluate if it even makes sense to put it on the MasterCard, because look at this. How much is that repair going to actually cost with all the interest included over time? Do you really want to pay $69,000 for your $23,000 bill? No, we might look into other financing options with the roofing company. We might go on the hunt for a 0% credit card. Do something, right? Knowledge is power here. Okay. After they get through that, you got to pay the card down again, right? So we're using the emergency fund, but we are getting out of this crisis and back on track. No more red arrows. We are good to go. We are still moving forward. Okay. Everyone knows we can do better with our finances with what? More income or lower expenses or a combination of both, right? So let's look at our income opportunity here real quick. Let's just say we get through the paid training as agents here. We have a fast track program that bumps if you complete that, it bumps your pay way up. And let's say after that, all we do is help one family a month. One family a month, on average, about $1,500 commission to help them save hundreds of thousands of dollars and see how to build wealth. Okay. So I'm going to put that in their budget. We can do these things before they actually are going to happen. We call it forecasting. So we can investigate what we want to have happen. We can reverse engineer any goal that we have, whether we want to be debt free in 2 years or 1 year or 6 months, and figure out what it takes to make this thing happen, right? So you're not even limited to where you start. So look at that, with $1,500 extra per month. When are they out of debt? Now it's 7 years instead of 14. Okay. Wow. They're saving $212,000 in interest. They're feeling empowered. They're like, we're not the struggling people that we used to identify as, right? We're moving forward. I think it's time to invest in some real estate. Okay. They're going to get a rental property. Obviously, we would use real numbers as we went shopping as we got our pre-approval and went shopping with our realtor. Okay. I know this is a very simple example just to make a point. All right. But let's give them another mortgage for $200,000. What did I do? Okay. It knows if you don't have your statement date right. Okay. Look at this. Now they're debt free in 21 years. They're not saving as much, but they've just acquired another asset. Okay. So now they own 2 homes free and clear in 21 years, even though they initially didn't think they'd be ever debt free with the one home. Okay. I intentionally left out the rental income because I wanted you to see this. So cash flow shortage beginning on, oh, okay, we're okay. We've got 4 years to find a renter before we run out of money. It's going to be okay. Peace of mind, right? And so, yes, if you have a problem with your budget not working, it's going to tell you, even if it's years down the road. And so you can immediately take action and fix that. But let's put that rental income in. All right. Again, we'd run this like a real business. We'd put all the business expenses in there. But just for today, let's say they only take in 800. The mortgage is 1,800. Okay. So super low ball. Let's put that in there. All right. Now we're snowballing our wealth. We own 2 properties free and clear in 13 years. We've saved $271,000 in interest, and we could do it again. A 3rd property, a 4th property, a 5th property. Okay. And we're going to maximize the efficiency of our money so that instead of paying extra in interest, we can turn it into assets, right? And so there's basically 4 types of people we help here. One, people who want to get out of debt as efficiently as possible, save as much time and money as possible, and enjoy that relief and celebrate, right? Have a mortgage burning party. But we also help people who want to build equity 3 times faster so they can leverage that out and invest in stocks or real estate or anything else that interests them, right? And then we help people looking for additional income. Why sell low ticket items if you can make $1,500 per client we help instead, right? Or increase your current client revenue by 1,500. And then we don't even have time to talk about it tonight, but we have cutting edge, unique strategies that the wealthy have used for a long time that are now accessible to regular American families to build wealth and pay off debt simultaneously with a particular strategy involving high cash value life insurance that our program will even tell them how to fund the insurance and pay off the debt to the penny, right? And so that's a whole separate conversation that we can address if you're interested. But tonight we're going to sum it up. I promise. Oh man, I promise we'd be done in time. I get too excited. Okay. So, in conclusion, we're wrapping it up. Everyone deserves to know that this is possible for them, right? Would you agree? Do people deserve to know that they could be debt free in 5 years or 7 years? That's the typical range. It might be 2 years, it might be 10. It just depends on the client's situation, right? I'm asking you if you see any value in exploring further how we might partner together so we can help all families in America have a solid financial future, particularly in these times. People are nervous about real estate. They're nervous about interest rates. They're nervous about wars, okay? Can we give them some peace of mind by showing them a literal GPS that's going to navigate them through the financial stress? Okay. And if any of this has piqued your interest, I just invite you to take a closer look. Okay. So again, we have a free gift for you. Becky's going to share that in the chat, and a couple opportunities for you here. So what can you take advantage of here tonight? We're not selling anything tonight. We are offering the opportunity to book your own free financial analysis. Okay. Again, what do you get? Your exact debt-free date, how much you can save. The numbers kind of speak for themselves, and it's highly educational. We don't pressure people. We want people to be 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 excited to completely revolutionize their finances. That's our goal here, right? All right. Maybe you have a client in mind. Have you thought of someone that you know that deserves to know that this could be for them, right? And so think about someone that maybe you've turned away from a mortgage, turned away from being able to buy a home. Maybe you already helped them get a home, and now they'd love to save more money so that they could maybe step up and buy that bigger home or buy a second home, right? What if you can help them do better with their financial goals and step out of being transactional into someone who's continually speaking into their life and adding this additional value? And then when they're in the market for another loan, who do they remember? They remember you. And when they're in the market and remember or want to sell a house or buy a house, who do they remember? You, right? Because you help them keep hundreds of thousands of dollars of their own money. And perhaps you'd like to be involved, either just sending a referral now, more consistently involved in partnering with us for a strategy to build some solid income for you. Okay. And so we have a lot of part-time professionals on our team. We have a handful of full-time people as well, but we do a lot of strategic partnerships with people in your industry. And we would all love to just explore how we can help everybody win. So I say win, 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 or no deal, right? It's got to be a win for everyone. So we have the free gift for you. Catch that in the chat. Becky posted that. Again, that book is called Wealth Beyond Debt. It's written by Jason Ingram, long-term financial advisor, cutting-edge strategies. That may be the most valuable financial book that you ever read. And so I encourage you, get back with the person who invited you here tonight. Just have a conversation with them. Let them know what out of this presentation interested you the most, and let them know how we can help you or help the people that you know. And so we thank you so much again for being here tonight. Thank you everyone who invited, who attended, who was invited and brought more people. It's fun to have a full Zoom room here tonight. And I'm going to stick around for a few minutes for anyone who has questions, but otherwise, enjoy your evening. I was only 1 minute over. So thank you again, everyone.
Thank you, Marty. This was great.
My pleasure. Go team.